The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Got Jay and Whitey in studio. Kyle Draper standing by in Las Vegas.
It's my guy, man. You see him working his magic.
Yeah. Who'd you find for us, Drapes?
I got my guy, Boston Globe columnist, covers the Celtics, Gary Washburn. Wash, we appreciate you jumping on. We got my man, Kevin Whitey Gleason, Jay Johnson. And before we get into NBA talk, let me tell you what was going down.
All right.
They're like, Drapes, you in Vegas? Where the guest at? You ain't been able to pull nobody? I'm like, guest right there. They're like, yeah, go get somebody.
They're looking for Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Yeah.
A little Wayne playing. I said all I could deliver is Gary Washburn. I'm sorry.
No, we're satisfied with that. Yeah, we're happy with that. Yeah.
What's up with you, man? How you got, dude? You guys should have seen. First thing I said to Washburn when I walked in. Now, mind you, he covers the Boston Celtics. First thing, do you remember the first thing I said to you?
Yeah.
What'd I say?
It's gonna be a long year.
No, I said, damn, y'all gonna be in the lottery this year. Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're gonna drop. Yeah, Celtics gonna drop a little bit.
Let me ask you this, Gary, because you've covered the NBA for years. This new CBA, is this actually hurting the league in a way? Do you think? I mean, a team like the Celtics having to break it up a little premature.
Yeah, I think the overall, it doesn't it discourages teams from being better managed with their talent.
Yeah.
I think the players are still making the money. Obviously, as we've seen. I mean, Jalen Williams just re-upped, Devin Booker yesterday, Shea. So dudes are still getting paid, but they're going to get paid by different teams. I think this is preventing guys from, let's say, playing 10, 12 years with the same team, because eventually you're going to have to get that real bag, and the team is like, well, are you worth it? I mean, obviously the small market owners, I don't know whether Sacramento was involved, but when the Warriors did had their dominance, they were not a lot of other owners, small market, medium market, were not happy with the Warriors being able to just, spend money. And that's where it all started, obviously you have a team with Durant,
right,
and Draymond and Steph and Clay. They were unhappy with that, although that happened to be well managed. So unfortunately now it encourages maybe the smaller market teams. And I think the best thing for Kings fans to look at was this year's finals, where you had two smaller market teams. You just got to be managed well. I mean, You've got to sign the right players. Those players have to work out. Your rookies have to play well. But if you do that, you can get to the finals. And so maybe that's a sign for Kings fans. I have a guy I went to high school with who's a huge Kings fan. And
we out there. I'm telling you, we out there.
Kings fan. And he lives and dies, and it's been hard. But I think this whole time and this whole situation with the finals encourages is good for the Kings and the Timberwolves and Toronto and Atlanta and Charlotte and teams, but you got to be well managed.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Gary Washburn with us from the Boston Globe. And Gary, speaking of Boston and the media landscape there, what kind of crater did it leave in the media landscape in Boston when Kyle Draper left to come out to California?
It was big. Yeah, I'll say that. I'll give him that.
You want to know why? Let's keep it real, because me and Gary were just talking about this. We were just talking about it. I left. This dude done got married. My other boy, Sherrod Blakely, is walking the straight line. He's walking, if I was still there,
we would
be in the gutter.
Yeah.
So
all together,
right. I mean,
all together.
It was time for me to leave. Man, Gary's leveled up. He's settled down now. So I'm glad I can help out in that.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
that's Drake. Yeah. No, Drake was obviously had a big impact in Boston. I wish he was still around and calling the Celtics games.
Oh, don't get me started there.
Yeah,
that's the Patreon show or something like that.
Yeah,
we won't give that away for free.
Behind the paywall. Yeah.
Twitch. You got to miss the Twitch.
I wish he was still, being the play-by-play guy for the Celtics instead of the Kings. So although the King, good team with Mark and Drake doing it, but Yeah, we miss him in Boston.
I mean, we can end the interview right there, man. End the interview right there.
Let me ask you, one of the conversations that we've had on this show is Joe Mazzulla. And I think we were talking about his music preferences and how he controls the aux cord yesterday. And he just seems so tense from the outside looking in. How is Boston, I guess, surrounding Joe Mazzulla? Obviously, he seems to be a great coach, leading the team to a championship. What's your take on how Mazzulla and the city of Boston and the organization, how they're all coming together?
Wow, I might not be the best person to answer that question.
My bad. All right. So how's Jason Tatum's injury going?
We've had
some wounds here, man.
Yeah, there's like a mixtape on YouTube of me and him going at it on several press conferences.
Right.
It's like if you look at the and one stuff, our mixtape's right next to it.
We'll find it. We'll find it and we'll play it.
Oh, baby.
Joe is an unusual guy. He's a brilliant man, a very intelligent man. It's all about like competition. I mean, the dude is literally competes in jiu-jitsu tournaments in the off season. I think he was just in one a couple of weeks ago. Like he literally came to a press conference with he missed a game a couple of years ago because he couldn't see because he was playing pickup basketball and took a shot to the eye. Like this is the I think his first season, and it was just like that shows you how intense. I mean, the dude's he's still obviously in his 30s, so he's hooping, he's doing he's just a dude who loves competition, and I think that's rubbed off, and the players have gotten used to him, and which is a good thing. He loves them, he embraces them, he encourages them. I think that's what is kind of made it to where he was able to win the championship because of that, his bond with the players. But he is probably the most unusual guy I've ever covered in terms of his personality, his desire and embrace of awkwardness. Like how people, you go to dinner and then one person just doesn't speak, they're cool with being awkward. Like they're cool with the awkwardness. Like sometimes you just say, hey, how you doing? Or you just speak to someone because it's awkward and there's awkward silence and you don't want to be awkward. Well, that's not Joe. Joe likes being awkward. Like that's one of his hobbies. That's what he does.
His hobby is
being awkward. And just awkwardness. Yeah. And so that's kind of some of the press conferences that have happened over the years where he just gives you the answer, not that he thinks you want to hear, but he'll give you the truth. And there's a whole mixtape.
Oh yeah.
But I think the city has learned to love and embrace him. But they also want to see, and this is a big year for him. I think the 3-point thing, it's just something me and him went at for a while. That kind of war last year, especially that Knicks series when they missed about 70 of them in the first 2 games of that series, and they ended up losing those 2 games, lost in that series. And so there's kind of this, with no Tatum this year and with no Porzingis, you're going to keep shooting them threes? Like, what's going on with the threes? Like, what you going to do differently? So this is kind of a big year for him in terms of, how he'll approach coaching and the offense without Tatum, without Porzingis, and without Holiday.
Do you think, Gary, a two-part question. One, this is a guy that won a championship a couple of years ago. But I heard Brad Stevens had to address his future. Joe's our coach. Do you think he could be on the hot seat this season? And the second part of that is regarding the threes. Do you think the league is changing, maybe going away from just jack up 50, 60 threes after we saw OKC and Indiana advance?
I think the OKC thing, the way they play defense, right, where they just let you shoot threes and they cut off the middle and the paint. So if you're not a good 3-point shooting team, but you can fall in love because let's face it, and I know y'all haven't seen this in Sacramento, there's plenty of dudes launching threes that you're like, hey man, that's not you. I don't know if you all remember that Patrick Ewing video when he was at Georgetown.
When he was coach.
Is that the shot you take? Do you do that in practice? Do you work on that? What the hell? He's looking at this player why are you taking that shot, bro? What's going on, man? And now the league is filled with players who are just launching threes. I mean, I just watched the big three a couple of days ago, and Dwight Howard's like taking corner threes. Hey, you think that's gonna get you back in the league, bro?
Right.
So like I think that the 3-point shot is kind of evolving. I think that you still want to have a lot of shooters and spread the floor, and but the 5 out, I don't know. I think that might be changing a little bit because obviously, I mean, as we saw, like the 3 was a big weapon for the Thunder and for the Pacers, but not as much. They didn't,
right.
The Celtics were bombarding them.
Yeah.
Obviously setting records the year before, and it just did not work as well. They were not as good of a team shooting the 3 this year, and that was one of the reasons why they were eliminated.
It's Gary Washburn from the Boston Globe. What's your sense of how Mike Brown's going to do coaching the Knicks?
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Like Mike Brown got 9 lives. Like we talk about I was like, there's no way he's getting this job. When I saw him interview, I was like, that's good. Mike's trying to get up off his feet, get up back and get into the interview and just say,
just put his name back out there and everything.
Like, good for Mike. Applause for Mike. Kudos for Mike. And then he gets the damn job. It's like, but I think he's a good coach. I don't know what happened in Sacramento. I'm sure y'all know much more what happened in Sacramento because De'Aaron's like, it wasn't me. It was a bunch of shaggies. Everybody it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was like, well, who got this man fired? One of y'all did. One of y'all did it. Like none of them dudes.
No comment, man. I ain't saying nothing.
None of them dudes stepped up and said it was me. Like nobody. Everybody. I love Mike Brown. I don't know what everybody else talking about. Like I thought we could win a championship with Mike Brown. Wait a minute. I can.
Oh, that's messed up, man.
That's cold blood, man.
What happened?
Dog, we lost 5 in a row at home. The player, how many times did Mike Brown say, I'm telling them to do A, and they're not doing it? So it might have been a collective.
So they just all tuned them out.
CBA, man. You don't ask the questions here. He asked me New York. I'm not going on record with anything.
Yeah. Who was supposed to guard Jay? What was it? Jay Nivey off the
on the corner.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
man, Gary bringing it up on
that's a sore subject in Sacramento.
Hey, Gary, real quick, man. You, if I'm not mistaken, you went to Nebraska, correct? University of Nebraska.
Did you really?
No, I went to Cal, but I got my master's from Nebraska.
Oh, all right.
Okay, got you. Okay. I'm like, I know I see the Nebraska. All right, then we'll switch over back to Cal. Who's the best athlete to come out of Cal beside Gary Washburn? Obviously, I know you journalistic. Who's your top guy out of Cal?
Wow.
Chuck Muncie.
Oh man, I'm gonna say
I'm
gonna go Russell White. Like nobody talks about Russell White.
Wow.
Like first of all, if y'all watch that 30 for 30 on the U. All the highlights from that Cal game. I was at that game. Like they showed the damn near the whole Cal game. Like because they whooped us 52-24, I think. And then the whole celebrations when they was doing the freak and the running man and every time they got a tackle, and they stopped that. That was because of the Cal game. But in that game, Russell, the first time he ever touched the ball in college, he ran the kickoff back 100 yards. And that dude was real. Like he didn't get a real shot in the NFL, but I'm gonna say Russell White. You could say Jaylen Brown, you could say Sharif Abdul-Rahim. If you want to say Aaron Rodgers,
Marshawn go there too.
Marshawn, Tony Gonzalez,
they got
we had some
things out.
We didn't make a Rose Bowl since 1958, but but then again, but they had some talent. Don't get me started on that. Like it's like you and the Mike Brown,
right?
Don't get me started on Cal Sports. Yeah, that's another show. That'd be a pay show. We'll do
to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll do a paywall show with that. And
JB don't even go back. Does he go back to Cal at all?
Who?
Jaylen Brown. Does he? All right.
I give him love.
Okay. They give him love?
Yeah.
All right. All right, man.
Thank you, Gary.
Appreciate you guys.
I'm glad he was sitting over there, man, because they put me to the test. They like, Drapes, go find somebody.
If y'all hear about what happened with Mike Brown and Sack, just let me know. Just give me some information. All right.
We're working on it. Yeah.
Give me the 411.
You got it. Yeah, thank you, Gary Washburn from Vegas. We got more from Summer League with Drapes in Vegas. You got Jane Whitey in studio here. It's a drive, guys, on Sactown Sports.
This is